Back with another Savage stream. Thanks everybody for hanging out, tuning in, checking out my channel, and liking my videos, sharing my videos, commenting on my videos. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for all the support. You're all rock stars around here, in my opinion. So thanks for hanging out and let me talk some crypto with you guys from time to time. This is the third time I've streamed this week, so that's actually pretty good for me. We're doing pretty well. I think I only missed Tuesday night. Yeah, so tonight we are going to talk about the previous month's profits with regards to the co-owned rigs, the rigs that are basically like a GPU hosting situation. And we're going to talk about the monthly profits for those. They are old rigs. They're old. It's old hardware, but it's still fun to actually look at and see that even this really old old hardware is still pretty profitable, at least in today's environment. So let's check it out and see what is going on. If you ever wondered what kind of profits you can expect through crypto mining like this stream is probably good for someone just getting into the space. We've seen a lot of new miners come into the space because of the profitability. This video is great for that because it kind of lays out what you have to think about from a power perspective, how much you pay for power, how much you can expect from certain hardware and things like that. So it's a good video for that type of situation. Now, you have to remember though that we can't expect, like, the crypto mining space is very volatile. There's a lot of swings. It goes up, it goes down. So you cannot expect these types of profits to go on forever. Forewarned is forearmed in this situation. So you have to think about, that this is likely to change. The profitability is likely to change in the not too distant future. It all depends on, some factors that we don't control, right? So we have to look at those types of things whenever we are planning out our strategy for crypto mining, buying hardware, when we're going to take profits, what we're going to mine, all that cool stuff. So yeah, hopefully this will help you if you're looking at that type of, if you're looking to get into crypto mining. It also is a review for everybody that's been doing this for a while and kind of maybe gives them some insight into what other hardware does and things like that. Okay, so let's real quick, let's check out what to mine just to see what's going on over there, see what we are looking at. Now, I do have this broken down on what to mine by my rigs, and the two rigs that we're talking about tonight are going to be Dagobah and Mustafar, and they're identical as far as the hardware. They're both 8 GPU RX 580 rigs, and I think I've already done the calculation, but I've plugged in the actual mega hash, because whenever you select 8 over here and you select RX 580 here, 8, then it plugs in what it, like a basic calculation. You have to actually modify this if you want really super accurate information with the calculator. You have to plug in your own hardware right here, and that's why it's not highlighted up here anymore. So anyway, so it looks like this rig, if we look at the rig, which one are we looking at? Was that, man, where was I? Oh, what to mine? Let's see, so we were looking at Dagobah, so let's look at Dagobah over here, and you can see it's 249.2, and it's about 1300 watts. I have modified this rig, the settings in the rig, to offset, to include the offset and make it accurate as far as right at the wall. So this representation here often is really inaccurate in HiveOS in most cases. So you have to also include your peripheral hardware as well, like your motherboard. Not really peripheral, but your supporting hardware like motherboard, RAM, processor, all that, which is not included typically in this value over here. But in my case, this should be pretty accurate. We'll check it in a little bit. But yeah, we're looking at 250 mega hash basically at 1364 watts. So that's basically what I have in here, 250. So if we do a calculate, my cost for electricity is 10.3 kilowatt, 10.3 cents per kilowatt hour. And we do a little calculate here, probably was already up there, but it looks like on Ethereum, if you were mining straight Ethereum, it looks like you would be profiting about $22 a day. And we are on NiceHash. We might change this in the future, but for now, it just makes things a little bit easier for our setup and our environment to be able to do the payouts and all that stuff from BTC instead of trying to go from Ethereum to BTC. We would lose a lot in transaction fees right now. So this is the way to go for us, for our environment, because I have to actually distribute the profits for the rigs to the co-owners. And it would be a real mess to do that on Ethereum right now because of the transaction fees. So looking like, and it's really close anyway, 21.85 after power, for this rig. And it'll be the same for Mustafar, the other rig. It'll be very similar. So let's see. Yeah, but it's really cool to see some other projects, that we've supported in the past. You got Ravencoin, Ethereum Classic. We've done a lot of mining videos and content on those. It's nice to see them edging up here. They're still quite a ways away because the Ethereum block rewards and the fees that we're getting for mining are just out of control right now. So that's why these are so far apart from the top. Normally this is pretty close, $1 or $2 all the way down, but you see a pretty good distance between number one Ethereum and number two essentially is Ergo, and then you even see a pretty good distance between Ergo and Ravencoin, but then it gets kind of a little less dramatic each lower profitability coin there. So, but it is cool to see these coming up there like that. I like that. And so maybe once EIP 1559 hits in July, if it does go in July, then the profitability for Ethereum is most likely going to take a hit. It all depends on the miner, or the what are they calling that? A miner bribe. It's not a miner bribe, but it's a tip, the miner tip that they're going to have in there. It depends on how that equates and how the wallets are going to implement that, and what it's all going to look like as far as normally sending an Ethereum transaction. So that's something that I'm keeping my eye on. It's going to be interesting to see how it affects the price of Ethereum once people realize that EIP 1559 doesn't actually do anything with the transaction fees. It does not directly help transaction fees. Although some of the features in there might lower fees a little bit, it does not address high transaction fees at all. So I'm curious to see how the community, the traders, the Ethereum user base is going to react if the fees do not go down. If we have another crazy DeFi summer and the fees stay high and EIP 1559 is implemented, I don't know how the community is going to react to that. It's exciting times that we live in with regards to Ethereum and what's going to happen in the next couple months. It's really cool to be here for that, because it's going to be interesting to say the least. All right, I'm going to check the chat real quick to make sure that everything is good over here. See what you guys are talking about. Everything is all right. All right. What's up, guys? Yep. All right. Everything looks okay. What's up, Max? What's up, Sonia? Techman, Taines, Jonathan Scott. What is up? What else we got here? Everybody else just talking. Okay. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting times for sure. And the thing to keep in mind if you're kind of new to mining is that this profitability is super high compared to the last couple of years, very high, and you should not base all of your decisions on it remaining this high. And this is, again, guys, this is old equipment. This is RX 580s. If you're talking about new equipment, man, I mean, the profitability is insane. Let's just do a real quick example here. Let's do like if you could get, let's just say you could get 8 3060 Ti's, right? Let's see what that would do at my cost of 10.3 cents per kilowatt hour. A 8 GPU 3060 Ti rig would be $45 right now after power if you are mining straight Ethereum. Okay, again, this is not exactly normal, all right? and I mean, the market is going up. There, it's a pretty good little bull run. I know we had a little dip there, but we had the Tesla dip, but you know, things are okay. I don't know how this profitability is going to look if there was, you know, a bear market, right? I would assume that a lot of this would go pretty far down. But it is cool to see, actually. I haven't looked at this in a while. That is cool to see that the actual profitability for other projects is way up there. It's still not as much as Ethereum, but it is way up there. So that's good to see. So if you could get your hands on, if you're not like me, I can't get my hands on any new GPUs other than, I mean, I got a 5700 XT, but that's not even new. That's, you know, a couple years old. So that's the newest GPU I have. Yeah, you know, if something happens in the summer, if something happens with EIP 1559, Ethereum, and people kind of revolt, if the fees don't go down and maybe they start leaving the Ethereum platform, then maybe we would see the availability of some GPUs. I am not hopeful for that. I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. I think that we are in possibly a multi-year GPU drought. It would be nice if it wasn't that way, but it seems like it will be that way. Unless the crypto market just really turns down a whole lot and then, you know, all this profitability goes way down. Because, I mean, you got some great projects here, man, that are still super profitable with newer equipment. You know, we're kind of limping along with our 5-year-old GPUs here. You know, on this co-owned situation, but it's still profitable. It's just not as much as, you know, newer hardware, of course. If I could get my hands on it, I would build it, but I don't have access. I don't know. I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of really in-depth looking at it. I had an opportunity like in January, I think, to buy some 3060 Ti's for about $530 each, brand new in the box. And I didn't do it. I thought that the price was a little high, and look at us now. So, you know, hindsight 2020 kind of thing. So on June 19th of last year, we changed over the co-owned rigs to HiveOS, like I described earlier. That's what they are actually running. And we did that. We were basically mining Conceal CCX for about a year before that, basically every month at a loss, just to support the project, and hopefully things will turn around. And it did there for a while. I mean, their recent all-time high was something like $1.60. At, you know, whenever the market was hyper-inflated there, you know, and I think that, I don't know what they're at right now, but they have gone down a little bit. But hopefully things will turn around here in the market and we'll be okay. But June 19th of last year, we changed them over to NiceHash to make things a little bit easier with the payouts and all that stuff, and to almost guarantee at least some profit every month instead of mining at a loss like we were. So these co-owned rigs have several owners, you know, so basically this is like a GPU hosting situation. There's a couple of us in this group that we call Blockring that, you know, we own. Technically, we purchase like all the supporting hardware, the frames, the motherboards, CPU memory, all that, all the cabling, the risers, all that stuff. And then there were others that just bought just a GPU. And so it basically is essentially a GPU hosting situation. And this is basically what we've got here. We've got, this is Dagobah, the rig that we're talking about right now. And it's 8 RX 580s. These are the Gigabyte Aorus. And the fans on these things suck. That's the first thing that I think about whenever I look at this rig, is how bad the fans are on this rig. Oh man, I've had to replace so many. It's getting old. It's getting old. So yeah, not great cable management there, guys. Again, this is a kind of a new video actually, because since the profitability, this is Mustafar here, and this is the ASRock Phantom Gaming X RX 580s. So since the profitability has been really high, you see, I haven't worried about turning the rigs off for anything. The rigs have been on nonstop because, you know, if the rig is down just a day, you're basically talking about 30 bucks, right? Almost. And in some cases, it was definitely $30. So as long as the rig is up and running and mining, I'm happy. It's you know, it's earning money, and I don't mess with it. And that's why my cabling management looks like garbage right now. You know, normally it would be pretty cleaned up, but whenever you get in there and you start troubleshooting stuff, sometimes, you know, you can create a little bit of a mess. Mustafar is not so bad. Mustafar is down there at the bottom. That rig is great, and haven't really had to do too much with it. But yeah, troubleshooting other things like Dagobah, I did have to troubleshoot it quite a bit. And whenever I did that, it, you know, I had to mess with the cabling. So it was just the way that it worked out. So like I was saying earlier, a few years ago, a few of us put some money together and bought all these parts. It basically comes out to 16 GPUs total, all RX 580s. And it's been a pretty good month. This month has been an additional month that has basically been quite a few in a row here that we've been fairly profitable, which I am excited to share that with you. So I like profitability, although, I mean, if we had newer hardware, if we could get it, you know, obviously that would be much better. But in our case, we are kind of stuck with the RX 580s at this point. So some things that we have to kind of keep an eye on. We are on NiceHashOS, but we are mining Ethash, which means essentially that we're not mining Ethereum. We're selling our hash rate to NiceHash, but we do need to keep an eye on Ethereum statistics and what's going on with the network, so that we know what's going on with profitability. Obviously, you know, we can come over here to what to mine and get a good idea as well. Again, I can't wait until EIP 1559. That's going to be some exciting stuff there to see how the market reacts to that. But we do keep an eye on. I keep an eye on Ethereum network hash rate still growing. You know, the profitability is there. So if people are getting the hardware, then they are actually mining, and you know, hash rate steadily climbing, difficulty steadily climbing, right? Over time, definitely getting worse. And the transaction fee chart, you know, looking pretty normal, I guess. A little bit higher than usual in some cases, but yeah, I know that the block rewards and the transaction fees and all that stuff have been pretty crazy. I think I showed that on the stream last night, where we were averaging like 10 Ethereum per block, you know, every 13 seconds, and that's pretty high. You know, I mean, that's a lot of profit. But I guess because the decrease in value of Ethereum, you know, the profitability here has gone down a little bit from what it was. This was, even on these rigs, it was above $30 easily, 35 bucks at the height of everything. So it has decreased a little bit over time since we took the little hit there. So let's look at Dagobah real quick in HiveOS. This is the hardware. Like I said, these are the ARS RX 580s. Pretty old. I've replaced a lot of fans and done a lot of thermal paste, you know, replacing and all that stuff on these. It's a little warm, and my ambient temperature is what keeps it a little bit warm. This is not dangerous. 70 degrees is fine, but it does keep it a little bit warmer than usual. A lot of times you'll see like in the 60s, you know, for these GPUs. So you can see the overclock settings and all that stuff that I have for these, and what the hash rate is. 31.1 is not bad for these GPUs. Pretty good. And then you got Mustafar over here. Again, this was the ASRock Phantom Gaming X. They get just a tad bit more hash rate, 0.1. more hash rate with, I think I've got the exact same overclock settings in here for them. Temperatures are okay. Got one running a little bit hotter than usual, but, or hotter than the other ones. Probably need, that's one thing, guys. These ASRock, actually, let me bring that up. This is the Aorus that we're using. And the ASRock, this one here, the Phantom Gaming X, it is not a very well built GPU. Okay, what I mean is it's flimsy. The IO shield is pretty flimsy. They just weren't, the quality on them was pretty low. Okay, but these are so reliable whenever it comes to gaming. Whenever it comes to mining. I don't know about gaming, but mining, I mean, this rig, knock on wood, no problems whatsoever. It's an awesome rig for mining. I mean, good grief. Yeah, I got no complaints. I haven't replaced not one fan. I haven't had to replace thermal paste yet. I think I did on one, but that was maybe the one that's running hot now. I don't know, but or hotter, you know. Yeah, I mean, wow, great mining GPUs for sure. These not so much. The fans are awful. Again, you know, this is what it is. But and these do run a little bit hotter in most cases. It might be the location in the vault, you know, with how they're organized in there. And I'm actually thinking about taking this rig, the Dagobah rig, and putting it in the garage and getting it out of there so that I can kind of decrease by about 1300 watts. I would be able to decrease the amount of heat in the vault and maybe get it to a reasonable level. And then hopefully this rig would be okay out in the garage. That's where they actually started out in the garage, and I moved them to the vault inside of my little office here. So yeah, we'll see how that works. All right, let's see where we at. All right, so let's get into the actual content here. I know I've been talking a lot, but we are going to look at the profitability layout. And again, we were using NiceHash over here. So we are looking at Dagobah right now. I do have these broken down to individual basically each rig is its own organization so that I can easily do the calculations. So this is literally what the rig has earned this month, because each month we withdraw all of the BTC from the wallet and distribute it amongst the owners, right? Based on their percentage of ownership. And so yeah, it's a pretty decent month, 736.63 for the previous month for a 5-year-old rig. As far as the GPUs go, 4 years old, I guess. But yeah, not bad. Okay, let me clean this up a little bit here. All right. So what we'll be able to do here is I'm not going to worry about the withdrawal part on the video, because you can see up here there was an issue with, if you're not familiar, there was an issue, I think it was yesterday or the day before. NiceHash had a security incident and they had to stop withdrawals and all that stuff. Apparently nothing was stolen. You know, they had that issue like 4 years ago, where they had like $60 million worth of BTC stolen. They did repay it. It took forever and all that stuff. But, and there's some controversy around that, but, it looks like in this case, everything's fine. I mean, I was fully expecting to not be able to actually withdraw tonight, but I think it looks like we will be able to. It says up here that withdrawals are restored. Please expect delays, you know, because of additional security checks and whatnot, because they don't want people withdrawing. I get it, right? So they're just being super careful. They don't want someone that has hacked the system in order to have the capability of withdrawing funds off of the system. So I get it. I'm okay with that. So it might be a little bit of a delay to actually get the withdrawal. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, because we can do our calculations without actually withdrawing it, right? So we're going to come over here, looking at our spreadsheet real quick. You can see down here, I mean, it's fun to actually look back at the value of BTC during these months, you know. So it went from like 12K back in, this was, actually slide this over. That was October, 12K. November was 18K. December was 23, and then moonshot right here, for the next 3 months. So pretty cool to see that. Not going to be great to show that we went from 55 last month to whatever we're at now, 41 or whatever. But let's do it. All right, so we are on May 20th. We're looking at the Dagobah rig, mining NiceHash, getting paid out in BTC. So how much did we earn? We earned this month. Copy this. Paste that in there. Okay, and then what was the value of, or what is the value of BTC right now? We're gonna go to CoinGecko, 41,605. Copy that. Throw that in here. Okay. So 735 is what it says there that we earned. I think that's pretty close. Yeah, 736. Okay, so we're there. That's the right amount. Looking good. So now the thing that a lot of people overlook, if you're a super small miner, it doesn't really matter too much. You probably won't notice one mining rig too much on your power bill, but whenever you get 16 GPUs or 32 GPUs like I have, you got to really look at your power and focus on it a lot, and use it in your calculations. So I've got these, actually let me show you the hardware here. I've got these HS110 power energy monitoring smart plugs, basically, from TP-Link. So if you're wondering how I'm doing what I'm doing in monitoring, that is how. So it comes with an app, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But it comes with an app, and you're able to control. But the most important thing here is that it has energy monitoring. So for the previous 30 days, you will know exactly how much power has flown through the device. Gone through the device. I said flown for some reason. Gone through the device, and flowed is what I meant to say. Flowed through the device. And that's important whenever you're calculating profitability and all that stuff. You really want to know what the rig is doing at the wall so that you can calculate it properly. And especially in a GPU hosting situation, you want to know exactly the power consumption. And luckily, these are designed, it'll tell you in like the specs that it's for 120 volt, but they are on a 240 volt, and they work just fine on 240. So they do work. I don't have any problems with them. They've been on 240 for many months, and I don't foresee any problems at all. So that's good. All right, so let's get back over here and look at, this is what the app looks like once it's open anyway. Now, there's 2 power supply units per rig, because there's a server PSU and a desktop PSU. The desktop PSU here is listed as main PSU, and the server PSU it says server PSU, right? So we're going to look at Dagobah's main PSU first, and you can see you can control the power from here. But down here in the bottom right, you've got energy settings, consumption. Ooh, I see a problem here. I see a big problem. I don't know why that is saying only 235 kilowatt hours for the past 30 days. That's not right. Huh. Let's look at Mustafar real quick. Oh, that was me. Hang on. Yeah, okay. My bad. That's right. All right, so the main server PSU, or the main desktop PSU, currently is drawing 322 watts. It's got, I want to say that there's 2 GPUs on it, plus the motherboard and CPU and RAM and all that. So there's 2 GPUs here. So for the month, it was 235 kilowatt hours. All right, let's see that right there. So we're going to go and plug that into the spreadsheet. 235. Yeah, I was looking at it wrong. I was thinking that that was the server PSU. So now we have to click back over there, and we have to get the server PSU power as well. Go back, and then we're going to go to Dagobah server PSU right here. Look at the energy consumption. You can see it's 969 at the wall, 702 for the month. Past 30 days, see right there. So 702 is what we're going to plug into the spreadsheet. And then we will see that a total of 937 at 10.3 per kilowatt hour is $96 in electric. So we had near zero downtime, so that's why you're seeing like a little bit of a difference here, because last month we had some downtime on Dagobah, and so we're seeing 96.61. That's pretty high, you know, although you can see it's close to the other one, so it's not too bad. Again, a huge amount of uptime. There was not really any downtime at all. So it looks like the total coins for electric is, that seems high. That seems high. No, maybe it's right. Okay, so 6. Yeah, maybe it's right. Okay. So this is the electric cost, essentially, right? $96. So I can actually check that real quick just to make sure it's right. So if we go over to CoinGecko, go to Bitcoin, plug in that. Yeah, 96.17. So that's right. It looks high for some reason. I guess because there's a 2 here and a 1 there, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. So the profit on this rig for the month is $638.95. And here's the breakdown of, you know, how much is owed to the owners of that rig. And I'll show you what I do here. So if we go over here to the owners percentage tab, I know who these owners are, obviously. This is me. This is how much the percentage of each rig that they own. So Mustafar is here, Dagobah is here. There's only 2 owners on Dagobah. So if we plug in how much we earned on Dagobah right here, then it'll show us how much each owner gets, right? So that this is how much will be paid out to those owners. So that's the way that works. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, that's it for that. So now we can go to Mustafar. I'm gonna check the chat real quick, make sure everything's okay. Are there any? See, there's some scammer. All right, max voltage. Thanks for taking care of that. Appreciate it. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. The mod, max voltage, the mod. Appreciate it. All right, let's see here. So now we're going to switch over to, let me bring this up for just a second here. We're going to switch over to Mustafar because we have to document that. All right, so Mustafar is here. It got 740. Is that more or less than Dagobah? I think it's a little bit more, right? Copy this BTC amount here. We're going to use the same value. I think that's fair. So yeah, 743 looks like. And let's see here. So if we look at, switch over to Mustafar here. So we're going to look at the main PSU. Energy consumption currently at the wall. I believe this desktop PSU also has 2 GPUs on it. So we're looking at 311 at the wall, 228 for the month. So a little less power on the desktop PSU anyway. And then we'll switch over to server PSU. We're looking at 882 at the wall, and then 648 for the month. All right, we're looking at 876 total, $90. Yeah, this rig is pretty consistent, right? With how much it uses. It was within 10 cents of last month. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, super reliable here. And then we've got 653 on the profitability for the month. Then we'll take this value here, if I can get it, and we will plug that into right here to show how much each owner is going to get. And then this is the values that I use for distributing the funds, right? So I've got their wallet addresses, and then I just send them that amount of BTC. And what I've been doing is basically just withdrawing from here and going to my Zelcore wallet, and then just sending it from, like, leaving it in Zelcore, but sending the right amounts from my Cash App, because it ends up being a lot less expensive on the fees. So I just send the owners the amount from my Cash App. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, has anybody got any questions? Or looks like my stream has been kind of lagging here lately. It seems like I might have dropped some frames there for a little bit. I don't know if it still is or not, but hopefully it was good. I didn't notice it actually stuttering or anything, or buffering or anything. All right, so that was 37 minutes of mining and profitability and hardware and all that cool stuff. If nobody has any questions on what we are doing, or I see somebody ask how many rigs does he have. I have 2 of my own, and then 2 that are co-owned, so 4 total. 32 GPUs total. I had more, and I sold at the bottom. I sold some of my own GPUs at the bottom last year. It was really stupid. Yeah, that rig, if I would have kept all those GPUs, that rig would have been making, well, it would have been an additional about $30 a day right now. So yeah, that was really dumb. I kind of freaked out whenever the whole COVID thing hit, and profitability was so low on all the GPUs. The rig was off for like a month. I didn't even turn it on because it was unprofitable. And I just decided, all right, I'll sell the GPU, see if I can get, recoup some of the value back. And that was really dumb. Really, really, really dumb. All right, so I think that we are done. Nobody's asking any questions. So I will get these withdrawals done. Actually, we can kind of go through one right now and just see if it works. I'm going to go withdraw here. I'm going to fire up the Zelcore wallet. I think I have that address saved somewhere. Yeah, that's right. So this is inside of, NiceHash anyway, and I've verified it. So I know that that's the right address. So I'm going to go use max. We'll see how much this costs us too. It's only $5.30 to get it over there. That's not too bad. So withdraw, or review the withdrawal. Understand, withdraw. So then once that gets over to Zelcore, and it really doesn't matter because I know what I need to send to each one, so I could just do it from Cash App right now anyway, right? Because of this breakdown over here, I know what I need to send to each person. But I do need to get it out of NiceHash because I don't want to leave this in there and have it commingled with the next month's profits, right? So it's better to do it this way, even though we've documented how much it was, but still, I like to have a clean slate here and then just go and start over, each month. So it's really good to stay on top of that and keep it flowing the right way, We'll withdraw this as well. 732. Oh, currently disabled. Okay, so maybe because that one did go through, maybe they're only allowing me one. So now I'll have to wait, but I do have the amount documented, so that's cool. So that's how much I'll withdraw. But yeah, you can see right here, BTC withdrawals are currently disabled. All right, great. And this highlights not your keys, not your coins. So because I don't have the private keys to this address or anything, and it's just sitting out there on NiceHash's servers, you know, it's not my crypto right now, it's their crypto. So that's a good lesson, right? But I leave it on there because of how we do this show, how we do the monthly breakdown. I do leave it on there. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should grab it off maybe once a week or something. But I'm confident that everything's okay. I mean, I did do the one withdrawal, so that's at least in progress there. I think that they probably just saw me trying to withdraw, you know, one right after another, and maybe that is a security issue. So in the current environment. Yeah, nah. Thanks for the info. No, I don't have any regrets in the co-owns situation. It was a little rough whenever we were mining CCX and basically mining at a loss every month. That kind of sucked because I was paying for the electric out of my pocket. But it was honestly, it was kind of my fault because I kind of recommended it, and I wanted to support Conceal, you know, as an up and coming project and all that stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. At some point, you know, it just dawned on me like, okay, you know, the setup of the rigs really needs to be the most profitable way possible, and it seems like NiceHash is always up there. Now, obviously, in the past 3 or 4 months, had we been mining straight Ethereum, we probably would have made more. We would have profited more, but a lot of that would have been ate up with those transaction fees. Getting the Ethereum, now obviously if I did a conversion into BTC on my own and use my own crypto to pay out in BTC from the earned Ethereum, that's one way I could have worked it and probably done okay that way. It would have been like maybe one transaction instead of, you know, several on Ethereum, and that probably would have worked out. Maybe we could do that next time if we do change over to like straight Ethereum. Not really looking to do that. I think that NiceHash works really well for what we're using it for, and plus it's good for me content wise to show you guys how it works and all that stuff. So I don't have a problem with it. No regrets at all. And the cool thing is that at least early on, I was looking to implement Ravencoin. We were going to mine Ravencoin too. That was one of the options. Actually, initially we weren't, but once they went to CowPow and it was viable, you know, on RX 580 rigs, you know. So if you go over here to what to mine, you can see we're on Dagobah and Ravencoin is up there, right? So because of the mining algorithm that they went to, CowPow, which is like ProgPow, they are pretty decent on AMD. So at this point, we could implement the whole rewards that Ravencoin has, you know, the assets and the unique assets and all that stuff, and actually make it to where I could distribute rewards, you know, using Ravencoin if the co-owners had a Raven wallet, right? So I could actually distribute the rewards that way. That would be really cool, and that's like a use case for Ravencoin. Although I don't know if we would ever do that or not, but it would be really cool to use Ravencoin like as it was intended to be used in that scenario. With basically it would be like a tokenized asset, right? The rig would be the asset, or actually the GPUs in this case would be the asset, the unique asset, and then I could distribute the rewards to whoever owned that token, that asset on the Ravencoin network, which is pretty cool because then these co-owners, I would never have to really interface with them at all. Not that I don't like them or anything, but you know, I'm just saying they could actually sell their asset to another person, and I wouldn't have to be involved in that, and they would still get the rewards that I send to that address. You follow what I'm saying? So that's like basically a use case of Ravencoin that's really neat, and it would be really cool to implement that. But I think that at this point, profitability is better to stay on NiceHash, you know, like we are. So if things flip around, like if Ravencoin goes up to the top and stays at the top after EIP 1559, or if it's just, you know, very often profitable, then maybe we could look at something like that. That might be kind of cool to implement. But no regrets. Everything's cool. All right. Yeah, I've been going for 46 minutes. I think I'm done. I don't think that anybody else is going live tonight. I don't think. Maybe DCA Venture, and let's find out. They don't have anything posted here, so maybe not. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Tomorrow is Crypto Fireball Friday. We will be doing something. I don't know. I probably won't be having a drink with you guys or anything like that, but we are going to do a stream. It'll be at 9:30 tomorrow, same time, and all that cool stuff. Yeah, it might be like a weekly news breakdown, you know, kind of thing. Maybe we'll see. I don't know what the content will actually be, but maybe I'll cover the hot topics of the day or whatever. So we'll see. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you guys. Oh, be sure to check out dogelord.com. Let me post that down there. I think I have that somewhere. Got my link, my referral link. If you want some crypto apparel and hats and coffee mugs and stuff like that, yeah, be sure to check them out. He's got some great stuff in there. Whenever I was first getting in, I say this all the time, but whenever I was first getting into crypto, I was looking for shirts. You know, I wanted like to support projects and stuff, and there was like hardly a selection at all. And the quality, even if you did get a shirt, the quality was horrible. You don't have to worry about that with Dogelord. They're great quality. This is a Dogelord shirt, super cool. I mean, love it. So quality is really good. Print's nice, you know, all that cool stuff. So be sure to check that out. Look at the other collections too, not just mine. I mean, I've got some cool shirts and stuff in there, but look at all the other collections. It's like Dogelord is turning into like the crypto apparel like go-to place, which is kind of cool to see. So check out all the other you know, YouTubers or content creators on there as well, and show your love a little bit. Show your crypto love. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody.